Chapter 3. From Zawing, God raised up prophets for 7 generations. Zawing begat Dutsi, who begat Yan, who begat Hine, who begat Lanseung, who begat Desachi, who begat Holon, who begat Po, who was Aniasu in birth. When Po was yet very young, the voice of God came to him, saying,
Be steadfast in the doctrines of thy forefathers, eating neither fish nor flesh. Thy God will not only preserve thee alive, but thou shalt gather together the scattered tribes of Zarathustrians, the Faithists, and re-establish them in this great land.
In those days many of the Zarathustrians were celibates, and the king saw his people being reduced by war, and he made a law against celibacy, commanding all men to marry, and all women to bring forth children, or be put to death. When Po was grown up, God said to him,
Behold, thou canst not fulfill the law, for thou art Iasu born. But I will fetch thee a wife like unto thee, who is also barren, but ye twain shall be blessed with 3 children, and thou shalt call them Onle, Toghan, and Salu.
And it came to pass that a woman of Hungge, with 3 adopted children, escaped from the tyranny of Diwan, fleeing for the southern tribes of Hisegua-Anyo and Guangun, and with her Po wed, and he named his wife Adauji. Po was 20 years old when he married, and he went with his wife and 3 children to the country of Hengadi, which name signified brotherland, and he labored at scutching flax and hemp. And God came to Po, saying,
What is the extent of thy fidelity to the All-Highest Light?
Po said, I will obey him in all things. God said,
Wouldst thou sacrifice thy 3 sons, if commanded by thy Creator?
Po said, They are the Creator's, not mine. How dare I sacrifice that which is another's? God said,
Thou art wise, thou knowest the Ormazdian law.
Then Po asked, Who art thou? Who is this that cometh upon me silently, asking questions? God said,
Go thou, visit Hsiang, the philosopher, and question him.
Hsiang was governor of the south province of Hengadi, and was, withal, a man of great learning. Po came to him, and questioned him, saying, What is this that asketh us questions? Why do we question, and answer ourselves all day long? Hsiang answered, Are we not 2 selves? Do we not discourse within ourselves like 2 selves? Po said, Which, sayest thou, is the superior self, that which questioneth within us forever, or that which is forever answering? The governor said, That which asketh questions must be the superior self. Po said, Who is it? Hi said, It is nothing, it is something. Po answered him, saying, It appeareth to me, these 2 selves are 2 different persons, one belongeth to the flesh, the other to the Creator. Because this questioning self is the same one that seeth and heareth gods and angels. Hi said, What sayest thou? God and angels. Po replied, God and angels. To which the governor took exception, saying, Dost thou too defy the law? Po said, What I see, what I hear. Something external to ourselves made us, and ruleth over us. The governor asked, Have we not rid the world of superstition? Why dealest thou with doctrines that were in the dark ages? I tell thee there are 2 things only in all the universe, the unseen firmament, and the corporeal worlds that float therein. Their action and reaction on each other produce what we call life, which is but an effervescence that cometh and goeth, and there is the end. The laws are right. Hun hath done a good thing, in abolishing the doctrines of the ancients. Whilst they were yet talking, God sent a blaze of fire into a bush standing nearby, and a voice spake out of the flame, saying,
Who, then, sayest thou I am? For verily I am.
The governor saw the light, and beheld that the bush was not burned, and he also heard the voice. But God suffered him to be hard of heart, and he said, Behold, thou comest to me, knowing I am a philosopher, and thou castest thy spell in the bush, like a magician. I am master of 1,000 books, and am registered as a man of great learning. Thou hast offended me. Po said, Why accusest thou me? For is it not just for me to accuse thee of casting the spell? I cast it not. Again did God appear, and speak, saying,
Accuse thou not this, my son, Po. Thou shalt labor with him. Behold, I give into thy keeping the country of Fet, for even this hour hath died Mugwon. The tribes of Gan shall be gathered together in Send-Hengedi.
Hision, the governor, was astonished at the words of the light, and he sent a servant to ascertain if Mugwan was dead, and it turned out to be true, though the distance was a day's journey each way.